Yep, that was pretty good.
It is good.
Hey everyone, welcome to another review. Welcome to my review for Heretic. This movie stars Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, Chloe East, and Topher Grace randomly. And the movie is directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Uh, Two filmmakers I'm not very familiar with. I should really look into their filmography. Probably should have done that before shooting, but just got back to see the movie and I wanted a fresh. I wanted you all to see my out of the theater sort of reaction without filming it at the theater. I don't do one of those. But I literally just got back an hour ago from seeing this movie, and I just wanted to start shooting this review for you guys because this movie's been talked about for like weeks now. When it hit film festivals and it hit theaters, everyone's saying this is one of the best horror films of the year. I didn't know if I was gonna go see it actually because I've kind of avoided a lot of horror movies except Strangers. That was entertainingly great. But I don't know, horror is just not doing it for me now, and I just didn't want to watch this movie. It looked uncomfortable, and I was not in the mood today of being uncomfortable. But the more I kept hearing about it, it's like a conversation piece, it's a think piece, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's check it out. And after seeing it, it is good. It's a good movie. Hugh Grant is so good in this movie. This is one of Hugh Grant's best performances, easily, hands down. He is creepy, unsettling, and you don't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time. Sometimes he's spitting mad facts about like organized religion and stuff, but then he just comes up with some bizarre ass takes and just says some things. I'm like, this dude's mentally unstable, but my god, is he playing it really well? But I don't want his performance to overshadow the two lead girls of Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East. They are so good in this movie as well. They are both very good. They play their roles really well. I heard they're both like they used to be like Mormons and stuff, so I think these roles spoke to them on a personal level, and they do a great job. Especially Sophie Thatcher, she is excellent in this movie, and she does good. She's a very cool like final girl in a horror movie, and she's great. Yes, Hugh Grant is the show stealer, but I don't want his performance to overshadow the two of them because they are also really solid. The movie is literally the three of them having a conversation about religion. It's literally about these two girls who are Mormon. They go door to door and spread the word of Jesus Christ. They knock on his door, and he invites them in to have a conversation. And the first half of this movie, I would say even 60% of the movie, is the three of them talking about religion and organized religion, about the Mormon faith and stuff, and how he is debunking all of it, and they're fighting back with their beliefs on faith and stuff. He makes amazing points. They make pretty good points. It's an interesting conversation and an interesting back and forth between the three of them. But as the conversation gets more heavy and heavy, the more unsettling he becomes, and the more they are looking at their whereabouts and how creepy his house is, how it's all like laid out like a clock and stuff. And he keeps saying he's married, but where's his wife? She's cooking, but I don't smell anything cooking. And then they get tangled into like a cat and mouse thriller where they have to try to escape his house with their lives. And he's basically saying, if you believe in God, maybe he'll save you. He is a very twisted man. He's a lot of those I feel like the character he's playing is like one of those like YouTubers who are very anti-establishment and anti-religion. You've seen those YouTubers. That's basically Hugh Grant's character. And the two of them, what I like about the two of them is they're not like those stereotypical religious, crazy religious characters who are just blinded just by faith. But the two of them have a lot of logic and reasoning in their faith and in their religion and stuff. They're very intelligent characters, and they're not stupid. They do one stupid thing that I won't spoil, but I was like, really? And even Hugh Grant does a really stupid things. I'm like, really? Yeah, there's a couple like horror movie tropes that I did not like, but what I like the most is that this movie isn't really a horror movie. It is a psychological thriller and drama, and it's about conversation and about the conversation of faith and whether you believe or don't believe. And faith is all up to interpretation. And what I liked about what this movie did and how the directors made this movie is that the movie itself is open to interpretation. The movie, you can see this movie as an anti-religious movie, or you can almost see it as a pro-religious movie. It's depending on how you see it through your point of view. And I think that was the intention that these two directors were trying to make, is that this movie was not an anti-Mormon movie or a pro-Mormon movie. It is a movie about interpretation and how you see things and how your point of view could be your point of view, but it's not other people's point of view. And that is the whole point of the movie. And to that, that's genius. To me, that is brilliant. If this was just a straight up bash religion movie, I've seen many of those. There's nothing new. And if it's a pro-religion movie, I've seen plenty of those. Like, those kinds of movies I've seen hundreds of times. I've seen so many movies that are very anti-religion and very pro-religion. But this movie is neither. It is an interpretation, a point of view on religion. And you can interpret this movie however you think, based off the faith of the characters and also the faith of Hugh Grant. Even though Hugh Grant claims he has no faith, in a way, he kind of does have faith. It's interesting. But the movie's also about man dominating over women, because you find out the people he targets are women, and he is a very dominant person. So it's interesting. There's a whole idea and themes on that as well. The movie has a lot of ideas, and it does it very well, and it's very well executed through excellent direction. The directors of this movie did a very good job, and the performances, the atmosphere, and the script is all really solid. And I don't see movies like this very often, so when it has ideas and themes, and it's not shoved down your throat, and it's not telling you how to feel, and how to think, and how to act, and it's not telling you directly what this means and what that means, what these characters are, it's up to you as the audience to piece together yourself. And I love that. That's why Blade Runner is my favorite movie of all time, and 2001: A Space Odyssey are some of my favorite movies of all time, because you have to piece it together yourself. It's treating the audience like they're smart. It's not trying to talk down to you and make you stupid. It's a very intelligently made movie, and I give a lot of props for that. Did I have issues? Of course. There are things on the conversations that went a little off the rails. There are points Hugh Grant makes that are fantastic, and there are points that the girls make that are fantastic. But then sometimes they steer the conversation away from something that could be interesting. Like, no, keep talking about that. But then they kind of go off. They have to talk about a lot of topics in the span of like maybe an hour and stuff. So there's a lot of times I'm like, no, stay on that topic, stay on that conversation. Because you as the audience member are very invested with the topics they're talking about. And there's just times that the conversations wouldn't last as long, or they would go over topics a little too quickly, which I'm like, okay, I get it, you have runtime stuff. And also, there are some horror movie cliches in the third act that characters make very silly decisions that I'm like, okay, come on now, what are you doing? Like, that kind of lost me, but the ending is interesting too. I thought the ending was very good, and it was very deep and stuff. And as a movie as a whole, it works. It's a very good movie. It's not scary. If you want to go into this movie expecting this fucking terrifying horror movie, that you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be very bored, and you're not going to find it interesting. You're like, oh, what the hell is this? It's just people talking on a couch for 45 minutes to an hour. And then when it finally gets to the good stuff, it's not very scary. It's not very violent. There's a couple violent moments, but it's not gory. You're not watching Terrifier 3 or fucking Jeepers Creepers or Saw. And you're not watching something really scary like Halloween or The Exorcist. You're watching a very deep, philosophical movie about people talking about faith. And if that does not seem interesting to you, you're not going to like this movie. You're going to find it very, very boring and very uninteresting. But if you want to watch a movie about these conversations and these ideas, and you want to watch a movie with really great performances and very good script and very good direction, then you're going to have a good time with this. Highly, highly recommend The Heretic. A lot of people have been telling me to go watch this damn movie because it's been out, but I didn't think I was going to go watch it, but I'm like, you know what, I have a day off, let's go check it out. Glad I did. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Heretic a 9 out of 10. Really good movie, one of the best of the year. Check it out. So let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts and opinions on this movie, and what is your interpretations of the ideas and themes of what the directors were trying to do, and what about the ending. Try not to spoil it too much. If you do want to spoil it, put in big spoiler brackets, spoilers, and we can have a conversation about the movie and the ending and stuff. So yeah, comment below, let me know, and as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.